Oh, hi, I didn't see you there. My name is Bliss Foster. Welcome. Today we're going to be talking about the top emerging brands that are going to be coming out and blossoming in 2021. These are the most exciting, fresh faces in fashion that seem poised to take off in the next 12 months. Since I am the CEO of Weird Unnecessary Qualifications, I am going to specify that these are not necessarily brand new brands. For people who are super plugged in, which let's be honest, most people who watch this channel are very plugged in people, anytime there's a best new artists list, there's always a bunch of people saying, they're not new, they've been doing stuff for a long time, where have you been? So we'll just say that currently all of these brands are fairly small, but they are poised to really have a blow up moment and move to a medium-sized, somewhat established company. If you are somebody who has a lot of disposable income and wants to help support fashion designers, you should be looking at new and upcoming lists of designers. Lists like this are going to be chock full of designers that are in very volatile business situations. Starting a fashion brand is, from a business standpoint, I don't know, unwise. These people are taking enormous risk in starting their own brand and doing their own thing, and I think that we should all be rewarding them by actually buying their clothes. So with that said, there are links in the description below for the Instagram accounts for all of the brands that we're going to talk about today, but more importantly, there are links to go buy their stuff. That's the emphasis, go buy their stuff. No paid promotion here, I just stan indie designers. Okay, let's put on our trend forecasting hat and gaze far into the future of 2021. Brand number one, the brands are in no particular order. Black Merle. Black Merle is a brand just like fucking rips. I don't know. The easiest way to get caught up on them, if you're unfamiliar, is this short video where a monster thing is explaining that their garments are so customizable that there's a fucking points system for rating custom builds from wearable, which is 0 points, as it should be, to chaotic, which scores 100. I love that. And it is like not an exaggeration at all if you like look at their branded like product videos. There is so much customizableness with this, which I mean instantly, like if you want Bliss on your team, make your clothes customizable. Ultimately, this brand is another in a long tradition of menswear brands that build a dark, brooding, mysterious world with their cuts and their fabrics and their detailing, a la Raf Simons, Undercover, and The Soloist. Black Merle stands out among the many dozens and dozens and dozens of brands that are kind of in this similar vein because their styling is so incredibly strong. The vision that they're actually casting through their lookbooks and branded imagery is so compelling. To the part of me that still wants to spend my entire day playing Dark Souls, Magic the Gathering, and Warhammer 40k, Black Merle's styling has such a siren call strength to it. It's incredible. I want to engage with and be a part of this world and make it become me. I am become Black Merle, please. Moving on. Humongous shout out to the people that support me on patreon.com/blissfoster because without those people, this channel literally couldn't exist. It's as cheap as $3 a month and goes up to $30 a month for the people who really want to become the backbone of support for the channel. If you love this content, support it. Link is down in the description. Truly, thank you. Let's keep going. In no particular order, number two, Doublet. Doublet as a brand kind of functions the way that Jim Carrey functions at the beginning of the movie Man on the Moon, where he comes out and does a bunch of very unapproachable, very bizarre things, and then after 4 minutes says, okay, are they gone? I wanted to scare out all the people that, wouldn't get it. And then the movie actually starts. If you're able to put up with the intense weirdness, or if you're like me and you really like the intense weirdness, then you are rewarded with a torrential downpour of excellently executed good ideas. Doublet is kind of continuing in the legacy of people like Jeremy Scott, Jacques Mousse, and Vetements, where it's a brand that's trying to find a new grammar for clothing that's bizarre and kind of funny. And I always take a really big interest in brands that are kind of trying to be humorous with the way that they execute their collections. That's a really difficult line to balance, and Doublet seems to be a newer brand that is doing that in an effective, interesting way. For me, the thing that first caught my attention with Doublet was this idea where a bag or an outfit are made to look like a Gundam kit. They also do these hilarious patch kit sets where it's meant to look like those NBA jean patches from the 90s. Bellissimo, bellissimo. But ultimately, Doublet is so ruthlessly dedicated to their well-executed weirdness that I'm just fascinated to see where they end up taking this entire thing. I'm going to be keeping a very close watch on them. In no particular order, number three, Malala. I have not seen someone hit the zeitgeist so squarely between the eyes as I did when I first encountered the growing universe of Nigerian British badass Malala Ogunlesi. The leather stuff especially, the colors, the use of graphics, it all seems to be exactly where fashion-forward women's wear needed to be when it first got released. And we're all completely still just wrapped up in the aesthetics that this woman is pushing out. Also, anybody who can bring back McQueen's bumster silhouette in a way that actually works is going to get a gold star on this channel. Malala is a really interesting one to watch here because she's in such a cool place for development. I mean, typically a designer's goal early on is to start some kind of visual revolution. They reinvent something or create something new, and then people latch onto it as a revolutionarily new idea for a look. From there, we're able to see if that designer can develop that vision into an empire and how they create variations on their original vision or new visions entirely to make the empire continuously interesting. Malala is in that phase where she's placing the bid for a more permanent empire. And at the same time, and this is what kind of makes this interesting and sort of set apart, is that she's heading up this multi-year Yeezy Gap collaboration as well. It must feel like kind of nice for Malala, who is a relatively new designer, to be able to walk into Gap global headquarters and be like, hello, I am here to save your company. And really, it just makes an enormous amount of sense. The combination of Malala, Yeezy, and Gap just kind of works together from a collaboration standpoint. That's a collaboration that, I mean, I can't think of the last time that there was a collaboration proposal that made more sense to me since pain. In no order, number 4, Strong. Thai-born designer who's freshly emerged from his time at Central St. Martin's is now delivering some of the most innovative menswear that I've seen in a long time. Men are, by our nature, boring and awful, so it's really interesting when a designer is able to come through with a collection that is both super innovative on multiple fronts, but also collectively looks like something that I would actually want to put on and wear myself. This collection specifically plays off little motifs and references to hospitalization, and like most brands in the UK, the thriving club scene there. I am crossing my fingers so hard that we get to enjoy this stuff for a good long while. No specific order, number 5. It says Hood by Air, Hood by Air, Hood by Air. This is by far the most unusual pick for this list. Hood by Air is obviously not a new brand, but after going on a indefinite hiatus a few years ago, we've all kind of wondered what's eventually going to happen with the brand, and now there seems to be a bid to bring them back. It's pretty rare that a brand within a few short years can develop a fervently dedicated cult following and also be a fashion press darling, but Hood by Air pulled off both of those things with flying colors. They were slated to return in 2020, but we've just seen a very slow trickle of progress with that, and probably because of coronavirus, but I'm personally looking forward to them having a full-on takeover in 2021 because, I mean, we're here and we're ready for it. Like, I'm ready to jump back on the bandwagon as soon as it's available again. More specifically, I'm looking for the brand to move past doing things like an admittedly very badass looking credit card and get back to the things that made Shane Oliver and his team fucking legends, which is the runway shows and some insane final product. On the topic of HBA, in no order, number 6, Lords. One of the many talented people that was on the team of making Hood by Air successful has branched off and is starting an outstanding line of his own. Andreas Oresti, besides being one of the most influential people behind the curtain in fashion, now has a small line of outstanding product. Andreas seems to be opting for dialing in a small number of products rather than doing a very wide-ranged collection, which in this case I think was an incredible choice because this stuff is so compelling looking. I love it. In no order, number 7, Peter Do. JK, Peter Do is definitely getting his own episode, but if you aren't familiar with his work, you should definitely stop the video right now and go follow his Instagram immediately because, you know, this guy is brilliant. In no order, number 8, Robert Woon. Okay, so Robert Woon might be making some of the most compelling clothes at the moment. Like, okay, so watch this. Robert Woon is addicted to kicking pregnant women. He is so bad, y'all. If you have any information that may lead to his arrest, please contact the... See, even if I'm saying some wild, untrue shit, you're like, I don't know, this stuff is pretty cool, though. Let's let the record show that Robert Woon is not addicted to kicking pregnant women. Thank you. Yeah. Woon seems to be capturing the imagination of the vision of what we want the silhouettes of our outfits to be like. He seems to be staying strictly within the realm of fashion for art's sake, and I am in full support of that. In my personal, humble opinion, if designers like this can continue on with a list of private clients and just release insanely awesome art lookbooks, I'm so happy. And also, wait, okay, so best part, he handles color so well. I mean, look at this. His range is crazy. Like, I love this stuff so much. At some point in the filming of this, I realized that there was no way I was gonna be able to cram all this into a single video, so we're definitely going to do a part 2. So yeah, look for a part 2. It's gonna be great. Whoa. Go follow me on Instagram, Twitter, and join the motherfucking Patreon. I love the idea of you. Bye.